Hello again, everybody. Well, today we are on our way up towards Murphy, North Carolina to see a really interesting thing. It's going to be the biggest 10 commandments in the world. But on the way up there, we're passing an old friend. This is the Ocoee, where you put in the white water. Now, the last time I filmed up here, it was pretty empty. This looks pretty full. Let's take a quick look. Certainly a lot more water than it was when we were here last. Now, this is what it looks like when they run the whitewater rafters. So you walk down this ramp and end up down there, and then you put in and take off. Fun time is had by all. Let's take a closer look down here, shall we? Well, we made it, guys. Say hello to Fields of the Wood. Now, they've got a gift shop. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff. And one of the more interesting things is this will be the biggest 10 commandments that's out there. So let's go take a look, guys. This is definitely, you can see the 10 commandments up on the right. We'll take a look here in a minute, but first, let's figure out where we're going to park. So just to give you an idea of the layout of the place, you've got the 10 commandments, where the X is. You can see Prayer Mountain. You can see the entrance over there, gift store, all the hiking trails. Interesting. Well, first things first, I'm going to do a little drive around just to kind of get a sense of the lay of the land of this place. There's several different things to check out, and we'll check out everything as we're going along. Now, this was started by the Church of God of Prophecy, I believe, and they started this, believe it or not, back in 1940 with temporary markers, and then it grew into this giant thing that you have here. You've got baptismal pools, you've got all this stuff, but this is what we came here for. This is the largest 10 commandments in the world. Now, I'll probably get out here when we get back over here and walk up at least a little bit, but I am not going to walk up all those stairs. But there is an interesting thing. There are some roads to check out. So there's an overlook, a Bible monument, and an all nations cross. So we're going to go this way and check this out. So bear with me and we'll get back to you in a minute. All right, so there's the overlook right there. What looks like a cool place to maybe sit down and chill, but we're gonna go this way. There's supposed to be an all nations cross down here. So I'm gonna take a look. I don't know if there's going to be more of these signs, but evidently there's signs for several things. Okay, so evidently there's still little picnic areas and there are hiking trails. And that's kind of pretty cool, but the cross, I guess, is shaped by a lot of, I guess these are flag poles, but we'll get up here in a minute and take a look. I'm guessing if it's flag poles that the weather was just too nasty to put them up, but we'll take a look here when we get up here in a second. So evidently, we're over here at the beginning of the Old Timers Nature Trail. This, I don't know if you can see through the woods, this mountaintop or hilltop here is one heck of a view. Now, we're going to go up here to the All Nations Cross here in a second, but I wanted to point out something interesting. This is March, and I'm not 100% sure, but does that mountaintop over there look like it has snow on it? That's quite possible. Anyway, let's go take a look at the Nation's Cross. Making noise. view up here is spectacular. Even if it is a bit windy today. So, this is a flag-shaped, sorry, let's try that again. This is a cross-shaped series of flags. Apologies in advance for the wind. Evidently, with the storm that came through last night, there's a lot of wind blowing on, but this is at the top of the Ten Commandments. So here we are at the top of the whole thing. You've got the gift shop and all that down there. You've got, this is a really impressive facility here. And we are at the top of the Ten Commandments. And just in case you couldn't read them as good from this angle, Big doesn't even begin to cover this. And evidently there's something in this structure. It looks like it's closed. I'm going to take a peek on the other side, but this is really impressive. Yeah, impressive. Doesn't even begin to cover this. This is most impressive. You've got the Palms of Praise, and there's some kind of Prayer Mountain is what they call it now. I'm going to drive around and hit it up from the top, and I may walk over and try to walk up it a little bit and see, but there's also an airplane over there for some reason, so we'll have to see what the airplane. Okay, so evidently it's some kind of a tower. I'm not sure what's up there, but the sign says closed until further renovations. So I guess they've got to work on it a little bit. Now, evidently there's, oh, wait a minute. I thought that was a speaker, but maybe it's not. I guess it's Wi-Fi or something, but I imagine they do services here at some point. But well, let's do that other driving loop past Prayer Mountain, and then we'll start taking a look at some of these things. So Prayer Mountain is right there. The airplane exhibit's over there. I've got to get to that airplane exhibit at some point. And looks like you could literally have a bunch of people sitting down here and having some kind of a service. But just to give you an idea, I mean, I was up at the top of this, and you can see that it's just impressive by any standard. I mean, it's just huge. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over that way, and we're going to do the Prayer Mountain driving loop. So come on, let's go take a look. I will say one thing, if you ever do get here, the cafe was actually a tasty burger. So, tasty burger and good tater tots, but I'm going to go this way. Now, I'm not sure what this is. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that was like I'd say this was like an airplane landing strip. Now, if anybody knows their history of this place, please let me know, because it's either that or it's just more overflow parking. This is definitely, I mean, it's long and flat enough to be a landing a landing strip, but I don't know. That's a question to find out. So here is the top of Prayer Mountain, and I'm guessing they've got a little parking area up here. So let me get the car situated, and then we'll check out here. Well, evidently they do have a loop that goes down, but I guess with all the rain that we've been having or something like that, that they've got it closed off. But the main part is over here. So let's go take a look at the top of the prayer mountain, shall we? Interesting. So the Holiness Church was actually started here. It was very interesting. You've got lambs, and I guess people are offering up their prayers. Sermon on the Mount. By the way, if you do come here, this is a free place to go to, but they also are supported by donations, and you know, this is a pretty impressive place to check out. Doesn't hurt to donate a little bit. There's the Lord's Prayer over here. I'm going to walk down and take a look at a couple of these things. I imagine this place takes an incredible amount of upkeep, because I don't know if all of these were intended to last forever. But, Indiana, Arkansas. So I guess there's going to be 50 of these on the left-hand side. That talks about the Great Reformation. So I'm guessing that's as the history's rolled on. So you've got the history of the Holiness Church on the left-hand side if you're walking up, and all these things on the right, and just peeking through the trees, you can see that absolutely amazing Ten Commandments giant structure. But unfortunately the trees are blocking, so you know, now that we've looked at that, let's go back down to the bottom of the hill and let's take closer peeks at some of these things, shall we? Alright, so I'm back down in the general parking, and you know, it just never fails to show you how big this thing actually is. But next stop, it's gonna be that. Then we'll hit the tomb, and we'll go check out that airplane and maybe take a peek at least the bottom part of Prayer Mountain. So it's the Golgotha marker. Well, let's take a closer look. Well, this is definitely impressive. Now, we talk about so this monument represents Golgotha. Let's take a look at the other marker. Alright, well, now we have the Garden Tomb. It's a replica of the Garden Tomb in Jerusalem, which is the traditional site of Jesus' burial and resurrection. Now this one was constructed in 1944, so maybe this was the first one. We've got the stone that comes across. Well, let's take a peek. So we've got a bench in here and a gate, and I guess this would have been where he would have laid, or at least the representation of where he would have laid. Looks like they had water coming through here at one point, or maybe that's just where water pools, so that's pretty cool. But let's go check out some other stuff. So this is a baptismal pool, and considering that the water is still running on it, I fully anticipate that, yeah, you can use it, but it's by appointment. I guess people can watch baptisms happening, or maybe they can have services. I'm not sure if that's a caretaker's home or offices or what, but I'm going to walk up those stairs and take a peek. And again, the thing that dominates the area is that amazing Ten Commandments. Well, I was right. Hey, kitty. It's evidently a chapel, tabernacle only. And you can check out services in and amongst this amazing creation. And that giant sign that was up at the top doesn't really look that big now, does it? You've got Psalms of Praise all over that, and I guess it's just woods behind it. Then you've got apostles and the Rock of Revelation and some other stuff, and then there's that airplane over there. That's what we're going to check out. Huh. Then here's Prayer Mountain. The New Testament of the Church and Apostate. You know, this is just very impressive. And this is the beginning of Prayer Mountain. And I was right. Everything on the right-hand side, I guess, are laws created by the different states. We're going to go over here and check out the airplane. Okay, that's a pretty cool donation box. I have to admit, I like that one. Now, so Mr. and Mrs. M.K. Belt, CPMA, Georgia. Message by Wings. The White Angel Fleet. Huh. So they used an airplane, or at least a fleet, to spread the word. That's definitely an interesting idea. A good place for it is here. Well, guys, thanks for coming along on this journey with me. While it was way on out of Chattanooga, it was definitely worth the trip. If you ever get a chance to and you're near Murphy, North Carolina, this place, while out of the way, is definitely worth it. Well, I'm off to go on some more journeys. Until then, why don't you go on a journey of your own? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Extra little bonus. Since the Church of God was founded here, evidently you've got the first General Assembly House, the Holy Ghost Latter Rain Memorial, and the Shearer Schoolhouse site that are actually where the Church of God was founded, right around the corner. So let's go take a look. Well, like everything, you start off small. So this was the place of the first assembly. Now, just as a reference, the place we just left is over there with the Ten Commandments. I'm guessing that there's some schoolhouse and stuff, but let's go take a peek in this window and see if we can see anything in here, shall we? I don't know if you can see this that well, but this is pretty impressive. Like I said, things start small. So right there was the historic Shearer Schoolhouse. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And then